The 10 most breathtaking waves in the world. Some appear deceptively gentle, yet they can effortlessly sweep you into the sea like swatting a mosquito, leaving no room for struggle. Others emerge unexpectedly, instantly shattering cruise ships weighing hundreds of thousands of tons into fragments. By the end of this article, you'll be left speechless with amazement. These seemingly beautiful waters conceal immense dangers beneath their surface. Perhaps this is what makes the ocean so profoundly awe-inspiring. In this edition of Guidepedia, we invite you to join us in experiencing the most spectacular waves ever captured on camera. Subscribe now, prepare your heart for a racing adventure, and let's explore these wonders together. The Cyclops. Near Esperance in Western Australia lies an extremely dangerous surfing spot that remains largely unknown to the public. This obscurity is partly due to the fact that it can only be accessed by small boats venturing into these treacherous waters. What makes this location particularly hazardous is the presence of razor-sharp coral reefs. When the tide comes in, water crashes against these formations, creating wild, monstrous waves. The resulting oval-shaped tube surfing location. He noted that photographs fail to fully capture the true horror of this place. The Lewis Monarch attack. In the early hours of March 3, 2010, the cruise ship Lewis Monarch, carrying 1,350 passengers and 580 crew members, was struck by a massive wave while sailing through the Mediterranean Sea. The monstrous wave, reaching nearly 26 feet in height and traveling at speeds of about 60 miles per hour, hit the vessel with tremendous force. It was like a giant hammer smashing against the ship, instantly shattering the windshield into pieces. Seawater rushed violently into the cabins. Passengers who had been enjoying their cruise vacation struggled to maintain balance as the ship rocked violently beneath them. They faced not only the powerful rush of water, but also attacks from the ship's damaged structures. There was simply nowhere to escape. Tragically, 2 people lost their lives in this incident, while 14 others sustained injuries. According to reports, this type of wave is known as a rogue wave, a killer-class ocean phenomenon. Historically, the tallest of these waves can reach the height of a 4-story building. When such a wave strikes, it appears as a wall of water crashing down with devastating force, crushing ships as easily as crushing potato chips. One can only imagine how terrifying and shocking such an experience must be. Square waves. Square waves, true to their name, display a distinctive block-like pattern that appears quite unique. They almost look artificially created, yet they're entirely nature's original design. The entire sea surface transforms into something resembling a chessboard, so perfectly organized that even those with obsessive-compulsive tendencies find it difficult to look away. Despite their calm and beautiful appearance, these waves can be just as dangerous as any towering tsunami. Square waves form when 2 different water currents collide head-on. Beneath the seemingly peaceful surface, these opposing currents desperately push against each other. The impact force is comparable to 2 airplanes crashing into one another. If you accidentally step into a square wave formation, you'll be immediately pulled into its grasp. The surging undercurrents, like the hands of demons, will drag you toward unknown destinations, perhaps into the deep sea or other hazardous waters. Therefore, should you encounter these magnificent wave patterns while enjoying your seaside vacation, remember to heed your guide's instructions and evacuate promptly. Tidal bores. Tidal bore phenomena can occur in rivers around the world. In waters where the tidal range exceeds 65 feet, when the front of a tidal current surges upward against the normal flow, it creates a spectacularly dangerous water scene. Take China's Qiantang River, for example. Every August, it produces the world's largest tidal bore, attracting countless tourists. The wave crest can reach heights of nearly 12 feet, with tidal differences of 26 to 30 feet. The Qiantang bore travels at an astonishing speed of 36 feet per second. Its maximum impact force is approximately 15 to 18,000 pounds, powerful enough to breach embankments, overturn vehicles, and temporarily submerge coastal areas. This annual magnificent spectacle was documented in texts from a century ago. Even during the Ming Dynasty, a resort was built specifically for viewing the tidal waves. However, such ferocious waters pose extreme safety risks. Since 1993, nearly 100 people have lost their lives. Each year, local authorities implement various measures to keep tourists at a safe distance. Yet there are always bold individuals willing to take risks, some who never even get the chance to take their photos before permanently losing the opportunity to share their experience. Underwater nuclear explosion. Detonating an atomic bomb at the bottom of the ocean has virtually no impact on marine ecology or the overall stability of Earth's ecosystem. It's comparable to tossing a pebble into a river, creating just a tiny splash. For this reason, the U.S. military conducted 35 nuclear explosions at their Pacific testing grounds to improve nuclear weapon design. However, on May 16, 1958, during an underwater nuclear test at Bikini Atoll, something extraordinary happened. Almost instantly after detonation, the atomic bomb blasted a crater in the seabed measuring 30 feet in diameter and 2,000 feet deep. Within a 500-foot radius of the explosion point, nearly 2 million tons of seawater and sediment were thrust skyward, forming a water wall nearly 6,000 feet high and 300 feet thick. The underwater explosion also generated a small tsunami. Massive waves soon reached the shoreline over 3.5 miles away, with heights approaching 15 feet. This catastrophic surge caused almost all fishing vessels docked along the coast to be completely destroyed. At that time, this event created the largest man-made wave in human history. 2011 Japan tsunami. On March 11, 2011, a powerful magnitude 9 earthquake struck off the Pacific coast of northeastern Japan. This was the largest earthquake ever recorded in Japan's history, with devastation beyond imagination. Even more deadly was the series of massive tsunamis triggered by this earthquake. Giant waves reaching heights of over 33 feet crashed into the land, with some inland areas experiencing waves up to 130 feet high, mercilessly destroying everything in their path. Near the coastline, inland areas extending nearly 4 miles were completely submerged. 3 buildings designated as rescue centers were washed away. Entire towns along the engineering line were almost completely obliterated. The enormous waves created a vast, terrifying world. This merciless swimming pool claimed more than 16,000 lives. The disaster also caused the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant's cooling system to fail, resulting in a level 7 nuclear reactor meltdown. Furthermore, the massive tsunami surged across oceans worldwide, with waves reaching 6 to 10 feet high in places as distant as Alaska, Hawaii, and Chile. The Dungeon of South Africa. The dungeon, located in Cape Town, South Africa, boasts Africa's most ferocious and bizarre waves, yet annually attracts countless tourists and surfing enthusiasts. Water crashes against reefs of varying depths, forming savage, gaping maws that howl as they rush toward you. Rather than a surfing paradise, this place more closely resembles an oceanic battlefield. Tiny humans appear utterly helpless before these epic waves, manipulated like ants at the mercy of nature. According to reports, an experienced local surfer was once hit twice by waves and trapped underwater, thus giving birth to the name, the Dungeon. Should you choose to surf here, you'll experience frigid waters, treacherous currents, and unpredictable weather conditions. Even more terrifying is the area's reputation for shark activity. Previously, news emerged of professional surfers being attacked by sharks. Perhaps this magnificent spectacle is better appreciated from a distance. Nazar waves. The beaches of Nazar, Portugal are famous for their massive waves that roll in one after another like endless mountain ranges, magnificent yet terrifying. Waves reaching 60 feet in height are commonplace, sometimes even exceeding 100 feet, causing countless tourists to tremble with fear while thrilling extreme surfing enthusiasts. If you search for Garrett McNamara on Google, you'll discover this world surfing champion riding colossal 100-foot waves. In the video footage, the guy soars alone across the ocean surface against these giant waves, carving a snow-white trail behind him. The beast sleeping beneath the sea roars furiously, repeatedly attempting to overturn him. Even watching through a screen makes viewers clench their fists in tension. Yet this surfer demonstrates tremendous willpower and exceptional skill as he plunges down a 100-foot wave, equivalent to jumping from a 7-story building. This directly broke his previous Guinness World Record of 78 feet, creating a sensation throughout the surfing world. While the ocean's ferocity may inspire fear, it's the courage of these tiny humans that truly commands our respect. Rogue waves. These are the most dangerous and terrifying waves in the ocean. They appear mysteriously, coming and going without warning. When they emerge, they can reach heights of nearly 100 feet, forming extremely deep troughs capable of swallowing vessels whole before vanishing a second later. Like an illusion, utterly bizarre. Rogue waves first appeared in a Japanese woodblock print from the early 19th century called the Great Wave off Kanagawa. The image depicts enormous waves roaring and engulfing 3 fishing boats and a tower. Even as a static image, it's heart-stopping to behold. In real life, one day in 1978, the superliner MS Munchen, weighing nearly 41,000 tons, was believed to have encountered a rogue wave. When rescue teams arrived, only shattered remains of the ship were found. The wreckage appeared as though it had been subjected to some extreme force, compressed until deformed. Because rogue waves vanish instantly, it wasn't until New Year's Day, 1995, that researchers obtained the first video of one. The Dropner oil drilling platform off the Norwegian coast was experiencing terrible weather, bombarded by 40-foot waves most of the time. Shortly after 3 p.m., a 79-foot giant wave suddenly struck, crashing into the rig at 45 miles per hour. Since these waves appear without any warning signs and disappear immediately after causing destruction, researchers believe some mysterious maritime disasters were likely the work of rogue waves. Among all these waves we've discussed, which one do you find most impressive? Or have you witnessed other, even more spectacular waves? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed this,